always cute.
Yeah, right.
And
Exactly.
had to take the glasses off because we about to go live automatically. As soon as it comes on, it's
got her jewelry going on with her lips going, girl. You looking good.
That's right. That's right.
Kia, we next.
all right. We are live. Hey, everybody in streaming world. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. Whew. It should be live. I'm gonna go check on my phone now.
Oh no,
Yes,
you
it
live.
said you're live
Oh yeah, you live.
on
Oh,
custom
okay.
live streaming service. If that's Facebook or whatever we doing
I'm
it
looking
on.
right at it. I'm looking right at it.
Yep, we are live. Hey, everybody. This is Single on a Saturday night. Every fourth Saturday of the month, we do this. We having a good time. We want to make sure, give it a couple of minutes, make sure people want to get on real quick. But anybody, if you want to introduce yourselves real quick while I look at my phone. We're going to start like we start the show. This is Single on a Saturday night. I'm Shelly Williams, single, never been married, no children. And what COVID has taught me with having single and no children, I really do like it. I like this. I like this whole, I ain't got the answer to nobody's thing. So I'm going to pass it to you, Storm.
What's going on, family? It's TC Caldwell, BKA, your big homie Stormy Weathers, and I'm here on Single Saturday Night with my fam. I am single, never been married. I am the father of princesses in the world, and just ship one young boy off to school. Get out of here. Holler at your homie. If I can't do it, baby, it probably can't be done.
Amazing. Congratulations. That's big time right there.
Sure enough is.
Dave, you're next.
One and only Mr. Goodnight here for Single on Saturday Night, better known as the Professor, the D Train. Making things happen in this virtual world. Education is back. School is back. So I'm going to be super busy. But now it's time for Single Saturday Night to do our thing on our topic today.
Yeah.
Young boy with me today hanging out with me. Got a little young boy hanging with me.
Oh, look at that.
Okay. This is Kia's grandbaby.
That's kids. That's the grandbaby. Oh.
Yeah, that's her first.
Look at you.
Grandma. Hanging out today, yep.
That's what's up. Awesome. Lori, you next, and then Antoinette. I can't see. Sorry, y'all.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lori. Missing y'all. How cute is he? Is so cute. Ooh, can I just have his cheeks? I just want his cheeks. He is so cute.
Hanging out with me.
I see he hanging out. Look at him. Ooh. He gonna be a handsome man when he get older.
I think he should be on the panel.
I think Tracey lost her thoughts already. She done seen that baby and lost her thoughts.
Go ahead, Antoinette. Yeah, you on mute. You on mute.
I gotta turn it on.
Now you off.
I'll kick Daddy off.
This is what technology, and I don't know if I ever told.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Our Zoom shows actually do go on TV, so we've been editing the Zoom shows, and they go on TV. So we're actually doing this for television, YouTube, Facebook. So every Wednesday, 10:30 p.m., a new show that we've done on Zoom goes on television. I found a way to get it edited to go on TV.
Right.
This is what technology, Oh, I feel a feedback. I hear feedback. Where's feedback? All right, Antoinette, go ahead. You good now?
Yep, I'm good. Hi, everybody. I am Antoinette Lee. I am single, never been married. I am a proud mother of a 33-year-old young man, no grandchildren, and I am just enjoying life. Hopefully, one day I'll meet my king.
Yes, you are. You're going to meet your king, girl, if that's what you want.
Come on, pretty boy. You're going to have some pretty boy. No pretty boys. Get him regularly handsome.
Hey, some of them, and they ain't no good neither.
We don't know. It's not even about the look. So go ahead, Yolanda. Are we in St. Louis?
Well, were we just introducing ourselves?
Yes.
Hi, My name is Yolanda Nelson. I am successfully single. I am a mom of 4 and plus 1 and grandmom of 5.
Woo.
Successfully
Right.
single. Hold up.
Wow.
Successfully single. What's that?
It means exactly what I said. I'm successful at it.
Oh.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
Right now.
She ain't tolerating no foolishness, no shenanigans, no malarkey.
Man.
I heard
Hey.
that.
Look,
All right,
wow,
Right.
look, Smooth just said we ain't been single in 30 years.
And it don't stop the hustle. Up, y'all crazy. Nikki and Smooth. There they go. What's
Nikki
up,
and
baby?
Smooth. Nikki and Smooth.
Baby,
I mean, Nikki,
baby
you
is
look like
beautiful.
Angela Davis. Could you come back on?
Hey, baby.
I know I saw myself. I was looking like Angela Davis. I'm sitting in the cut. Jay is sick, so we was keeping the lights down low, but you know. Here we go.
Yes. Power.
What's good, family?
Yeah, hi. Nikki
Hi.
Bell here. Smooth was sick, so I'm down there cooking soup and everything. So I didn't have a chance to get dressed or anything, but you know, I'm here chiming in, listening, doing what I need to do, talking to our guests, and I like that successful and single. Like I said, we was like, yay, we successful, because you know, when we was single, me and hubby was working on success, you
She
know.
say
But
successfully single. She ain't say
Successfully
successful.
single.
Not
Successfully.
successful and single.
Successfully
She has mastered
single.
it. She has mastered it.
oh, okay, that's even better.
Yo, did I just see Preem jump in? Did I just see Preem jump in?
Yes, Supreme, the
Yo,
regulator, the resurrector.
we having a
What's going
reunion
on,
around
man?
here, man. We having a reunion around here.
I figured if we was gonna do urban expressions, and I think
I'm telling you,
it was
yo, it's a
1997.
reunion right now.
Like Trey, wasn't it 1997? So you talking about 1997, and we haven't had an interview since then. So
Right. Exactly.
this is really a reunion.
Half a lifetime, man. But yo, dude, you still look like you did with your record out, man.
Hey man, look, I thank God in the DNA for that. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't nothing but that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good man.
All
Good,
right,
man.
so we're gonna go ahead. This is Single on a Saturday Night. Our topic for today, of course, our guest is Tracey Lee, and you know him, Party Time, always. Well, don't let me start the singing. With his new album, which is Glory. But what prompted this, I saw a post, a tweet from Tracey Lee, and he talked about the WAP song, which made me started thinking, all right, we need to go deep down and dive into WAP. You know what I mean? And talk about Glory and your new transition. But let's go on with the topic, and then we get into the whole Glory. And I think the biggest thing is people not necessarily know that you went from music to being a lawyer. So we got a lawyer right there on the screen. He went from hip hop to lawyer, and he still has the music. So let's get into the WAP real quick, and then go into that. So when you saw the song, heard the song WAP, what did you originally think, Trey?
I didn't originally think anything about the song per se, because I mean, to be quite honest, we've heard that before. I mean, we've lived through and party with the Little Kims of the world, and we party with the Millie Jacksons of the world, and we party with, you know what I'm saying, all of the risque, you know what I mean, music that we, you know, have been introduced to in our lifetime. So it really, the song wasn't really the thing that struck a chord with me. What struck a chord with me was, and it didn't matter if it was them or a male artist or whomever, I was thinking about the focus of our people. Like in these days and times, like you're still like, to me, art imitates life, imitates art, right? So I'm thinking our mind state now should be, as a people, you know what I mean, moving forward, is about the progression of our people. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's been a male or a female artist that did that, I'm thinking now artists on these platforms are going to start using their platform to start speaking about certain things. But then when you come with this material at this time, you know what I'm saying? Had it been last year, I probably wouldn't have said nothing. Had it been a couple of months before the spillover of the social injustices, I probably wouldn't have said nothing. But because of where I'm thinking our mind state as a people should be, which my mistake again, But I'm thinking maybe this is the turning point for our people, especially for artists that have these platforms to be able to use their platform to kind of, steer us in a certain direction. That's where my, kind of angst came from. It wasn't the song per se, and it wasn't them as women, talking about the things they're talking about. Because like I said, I heard all that before.
I mean, we heard all that, but I think, I don't know, it just became an uproar with everybody talking about it and hoes in this house. And to me, we're still back to naked. Do you have to get naked to sell a record to get the attention? Do you have to get naked to really make it in this world? And that was my thought. So when you said it, I was thinking about that. Do we have to get naked to win? Are hoes winning? Basically, are those hoes in the house winning? So do you have to get naked to win? So I'm going to take it to Yolanda. What do you think? You're on mute right now, though.
Unfortunately, in mainstream, a lot of what sells is naked. And Tracey, you made a great point because of all the stuff that's going on in our country. Why is that the focus? Why aren't we empowering each other for something, unity, empowerment, rights of women? So, but it's crazy because if we wasn't talking about it, nobody would be clicking on to listen to it. So people, if you're a marketer, you want what sells and what's going to spend the money, because cash moves everything around me.
Where you get the money?
$1 bill, y'all. So it's intentional, and it's not by haphazardly. They know what they're doing. Just like back in the day, if y'all remember when rap first came out, it had a message. It was positivity. It was like, don't push me. I'm close to the edge. I'm about to lose, And then it was like, the things, and fight the powers that be. But when the people with the money said, well, I want to have the narrative of what's going to be said. I want to be able to sink into the minds of your youth what's making the money and what's not. But we have to change that. We have to change that narrative. And if we don't have the dollars to make it happen, and we don't have the people like the Cardi B's and the Megan Thee Stallions that's on board, then either we're gonna find bigger artists to do stuff. Like, Beyonce just came out with this crazy thing, and I was like, some of the stuff I like, but I loved everything about it because it's all Black. You know what I mean? And it's positivity, and it's like pushing the agenda forward. So we're not pushing it forward, then we're doing detriment to it. That's all I have to say.
No, I definitely understand. I think that I don't think it bothered me as much as it might have, as much as I've read. So once I saw Trey, and I thought about it, and I was like, I'm not sure if it bothered me. I think the only thing because I think the actual, we've come away from visual videos, and then I have the video show, so I love videos, right? What I loved about the video, it was so dope and visual, and I was like, but we didn't have to be. Did they have to be naked? That was my only thought. But I think DJ Kid Disco, you raised your hand. I saw a hand up. Is that what I saw? It said hand up.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm having so many issues over here, Shirley. I'm logged in one place but can't hear. I'm having issues. But anyway, I wanted to respond to what I think her name is. Her name Yolanda?
Yolanda, yes.
Yolanda. Very good point, but there's a part where I disagree. This gets into fact versus belief system. My belief of that is that yes, it's worse now, but did it just start now? Did it just start in the past 10 years? No. Was rap always conscious? No, it was not. From the beginning, no, it was not. We were sitting around talking about eating fried chicken and party time, and I got two great cars and a swimming pool on the wall. It was never, no. You always had the booty shakers. You always had the dancers, the whole 9 yards. It's just that maybe the clothing got a little bit skimpier, but the concept was always there. We were always rapping, and I'm from the very beginning. We always been rapping about sex, drugs, rock and roll, the whole 9 yards. It never changed. It just changed how we were saying. We went from rapping about selling drugs to taking drugs, but we still was talking about taking drugs the whole time. So
yeah,
it,
you
it,
might
it didn't really change.
that makes sense, because not everything, we can't sit here and say everything was positive, because if you think about it, put it in your mouth
Exactly.
was a sure enough sexual song. Go ahead, Storm.
But even on that, even to that degree, taking both what Yolanda and DJ Kid Disco is saying, I look at it like we went from image to ownership. Just before we got on here, Shell, you know, that's my story about the business. Is I was an artist that owned my work before I ever signed my name to a deal. So at that time, late 80s, early 90s, that negated me from being successful with a lot of folks because I knew the system that they knew. Once artists started to become more in control of their content, meaning we don't need record labels like we do anymore, because you can put a video up and you get 1 million people to see it. You don't need a record deal like we used to back in the day to be seen as successful. The platforms are different. So whereas you had to go through a particular set of protocols to get a record deal, to get a publishing deal, to get a distribution deal, for when Trey and Preem and I were doing that back in the day, you had to go through a certain standard and level of protocols. Now the protocols are different. You can own your publishing like I did and still be successful and not have to deal with the record label so much. Beyonce is kind of a different animal, because what we see from Beyonce and Jay, they have ownership of. And because they built relationships in certain places that they're accepted because their money, it's not this their skin color, their money speaks for them. Whereas these other artists, they have to do things where they're more in control of that image that they promote, because exploitation is not exploitation once you do it voluntarily. See, we used to see the same videos where the women, when Urban Expressions and everybody was doing their shows, and it was female exploitation when we were showing butts and doing booties and calling bees and and hoes and all that. It was exploitation back in the day. Now, because they're doing it themselves and they're in control of it, it's business. So although there are conscious rappers, there are clean rappers, there are rappers that keep their clothes on, as Yolanda said, that's not what's selling. Cash rules everything around me, and so do nakedness and sex right now. It's like the porn business. That's legal work. Right? That's legal work. People having sexual relations, doing everything imaginable, but it's product and packaged in a certain way so that they gear it toward who they want to gear it toward. And if you're not of that audience, that is generated for, then you're sneaking or what have you. But this music is basically one step below porn in some cases, and because the record labels are making money hand over fist for it, and it's legal, and freedom of speech is protected, because now, remember, NWA and everybody, they fought C. Dolores Tucker and all the politicians, Bush and Quayle back in the day, to be able to say and do the things that they're doing. See, we loved Luke back in the day when he was doing it with the ladies, and now it's a bit of a conversation when the ladies are doing it now on their own. But I do agree with Tracey. It's the timing of what we doing and what we showing our children and our people right now.
Go ahead, Trey.
If I may interject, I think a lot of the disappointment, especially people in our generation, what have you, I think it's as simple as if you know better, you do better, right? Because back in the day, we didn't know no better. But I'm sure our parents had something to say about certain things that we listened to and all that kind of stuff, or wasn't allowed to listen to. There were, if you want to go back to the early 80s, mid 80s, whatever, what I'm saying? There were just certain things that, hip hop introduced that a lot of our parents just weren't accustomed to, right? So when you get older, you know better, you do better, even though, and it's almost, it's really hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we came up in a time where we were listening to certain things and, it was okay. Even back 20 years ago, it was okay, it's cool. But now that you have children, you have small children or children that are of an age where they're not allowed to listen to that, and you're listening to it now like, I don't know if my daughter, if I want my daughter to even with the visuals, I don't know if my daughter, I want my daughter to see that, or I don't know if I want my daughter to hear that. Then that's where this disappointment comes in, and you forget how you were when you were, teenagers or early 20s and things like that. So,
but do you, huh?
I'm sorry, Shelly. I'm sorry.
I don't know who just said that. I'm sorry. I lost.
I did. Disco. I'm on my tab. I'm 3 things at once. I'm sorry.
Okay, so but I was saying, so with it, do you think that the fact that people are more, let's get into relationships, do you think that the fact that people are showing their body more and they're out there more, that they are the one that may get the, because we're sitting, well, Yolana's successfully single, we're waiting, Antoinette's waiting for a king, and I just don't know what I want. So but do you think that's keeping,
that's honest?
Yeah,
that's honest. That's honest. We talk about this all the time, sis. That's honest, because I would, as a man, honestly, I would respect your truth rather than love the lie. You trying to think you know what you're doing, trying to conform to other people's ways of thinking of what you should be doing, because people love to tell you what you should accept as a woman in a relationship. They do the same thing to men. You need to get you this kind of woman. You need to get you this kind of woman. And they do the same thing, especially with women, about what kind of man. And I'm not taking anything away from anybody who had to have this conversation. You get you a man that's successful and this, that, and the third. Well, what if he's so successful that he thinks it's okay to go upside your head because he's successful? What if he's successful and don't know how to stay his behind home, because while he's successful with you, he's successful everywhere else?
But see, that turns into a fact versus belief system.
True that.
In other words, the fact is that you're single. That's a fact. The belief system is, what do you believe is the right thing for you? That's what you believe.
And I appreciate hearing my sister say.
Hold on, bro. Unfortunately, in this world, it's made up of 85% fact and belief and belief and opinion, and only 15% of fact, and half of that is argued about your belief of the fact system. So now it turns into your belief as to what works for you.
And that's where she's at, and I appreciate that, and that's a good thing to hear. Say, listen, I don't know what I want. I'm discovering, because as I'm watching my sister's growth, as you've known her over these years, and watching her growth, you can see where she's come from in those places of maturity to be able to say that. Because we had this conversation quite regularly the last few years. There was a time I wanted to step in and squeeze and pop, but because I figured she had the situation under control, I stayed back and, kept minding my business, but it was to a bit of an emotional detriment because of what it caused her. And as somebody that is placed in a position of protection, I didn't feel I protected my sister as much as she needed to be at the time. But at the same time, she's learned from it and is able to sit here and say what she said. And that's something that I can appreciate, because I hate when people try to do this cookie cutout thing of what
I was saying, but the point is as we're sitting here single, do you think that it seems that some of the hoes, well, not to call them hoes, I don't think they're hoes, but the semi-hoes, the promiscuous ones, those ones that out there flamboyant, showing their thing, seem like they're the ones that's meeting the men. They're the ones
that. What type of man are they meeting? What type of man are they meeting is the question.
The church man. They meeting the man in church with his.
Okay, so what is a church man?
Can I interject?
What is the church? That don't mean nothing.
Hold on, we got Small Biz Philly.
They don't mean nothing.
Can I say something real quick?
Small Biz Philly.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're all born again, right?
Not all of us, no.
Not everybody.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I don't have.
Finish your thought.
No, speak your thought.
Okay. I mean, if as a Christian, I don't see how it's right for Christians to listen to hip hop music that has cuss words and talks about killing people and drug use and gangs and disrespecting women. I don't feel like as Christians we should be listening to that. But that's just pertaining to Christians specifically.
Oh, I want to know why though. I want to know why.
It goes against God's word. And Craig Lewis, he's with X Ministries. He talks about Jay-Z. When you play his song backwards, Lucifer, he says murder, murder, Jesus, 666. I mean, they're all part of the Illuminati. They all worship the devil. They're all going to go to hell when they die.
and I hope you guys don't.
Whoa! Wait a minute.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's evidence.
We need this in the pot.
Evidence.
I love it. I love it. We need this.
No, you don't have to get mad. It's all good.
Yeah,
but you can't just
let him finish. Let him.
It's okay, Disco. It's okay.
We asked for his thoughts.
So there's this guy named Craig Lewis with X Ministries. I put the YouTube video in the chat. But watch the video. I mean, all these artists, they're part of the Illuminati, and they sold their soul to the devil for fame and fortune. And as Christians, I don't believe we should be listening to them. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion.
And that's okay. You know what? You have every right to your opinion. Me personally, I am a born again Christian, and I do listen to music, hip hop, and if it has curse words here and there, I'm going to listen. That doesn't make me a non-Christian. That doesn't make me not going to heaven. It just makes me a person who just listens to it. But I do understand if you give me the.
But as a Christian, should you be listening to music that has cuss words that talks about killing people?
Absolutely.
Hold on, small biz. Listen, and my sister's born again. I'm ordained in the ministry, and guess what? I'm a rapper.
Claim you gotta love it, baby.
I'm a promoter. I'm a host. Yeah. And what it is you started off. Your question was, "Are you born again?"
Yes,
that
exactly.
Means you come out of one place and into another. Okay.
Exactly. You're transformed.
Born again is coming from one place to another.
Conversion.
Everybody might not be where you are because everybody's situation is not yours. Mm-hmm. Everybody's ideal is not yours. And remember, Jesus, the prophet himself, did not preach in churches and synagogues. Remember where he was. He was amongst the sinners.
There you go.
But we shouldn't be like the world.
Wait. Hold on. Hold on. You can't win anybody.
What's that?
Okay.
I didn't hear you.
To show them, but you can't damn them. Because remember, he is not forsaken any of us. Okay. So remember where the Lord that we serve, remember where he ministered. He ministered amongst the prostitutes.
But he wasn't like them.
But
he didn't participate in their sin.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. We truly understand where you're coming from. You're taking it to a conversation that we can't control. That whole Illuminati conversation, we can't control that because it goes to what my brother Kid Disco said. There's fact and then there's a belief system.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, what's the difference?
We gotta get away from that judgmental.
The difference is this is a relationship show, so we have to be careful, but we will express our relationships with the Lord. And what your job is as a beacon of light for the kingdom is to use your position and platform to win those that need to be won. Because remember that term, preaching to the choir, you're talking to right now a group of people who've made a life in the entertainment business. If you were here from the beginning, you heard I'm my brother next to me on this screen, Tracey Lee, signed a major deal. My brother below me, Supreme Resurrected, is part of a major corporation. I was an independent artist that was incorporated with all these people, but because of my ownership of my works is why they didn't want me in the room, because I was 22, 23 years old and could speak the same language they were speaking. And that's what you're alluding to. You're alluding to speaking a certain language that's going to pull people away from the darkness that as you perceive it. But remember, a tree that bears good fruit will never know bad fruit. So you have to make sure that when you're pulling on the people you need to pull on, make sure that they're active in what you're trying, what they want. Because what happens if you become a Bible thumper, start forcing yourself on people, you push them more to what you're trying to pull them away from. So you have to let them come to you.
What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong.
Hold on. Plus, what good is it for you to talk to people that already know what you're talking about?
There you go.
What's the purpose of that? Isn't the purpose to try to grab more people, right?
Of course, but people need to be educated. When I started watching.
Wait a minute. So you can't go amongst people that talk and walk like you at the same time. That's the difference. At the same time, you can't go amongst those people and continue to pump that word or that message amongst those people because those people already know.
Well,
so what good is it?
And is being this judgmental
if they already
actually
I have to be careful.
Exactly.
I don't want to offend
people. This is Christ-like. This is not Christ-like behavior. I'm sorry.
Right. I agree.
No. But you know what? Instead of judging him on his behavior, we all fall short. So what we're going to do is respect each other, like everybody is. So just like you wanted to, you thought that you were educating us. Understand, most of us, not all of us, but it's not my job as the person who has the platform. My job is literally to just make sure we all love each other.
Moderate.
And if my life is an example to someone who is not a believer and they decide I like the way she's living, and then they come to Jesus on their own because the way I'm living, because all I can do is be in the living epistle read by all men. So if they come to Jesus based off of what I'm doing, not what I'm listening to, not what the people are doing in the Illuminati. Right now, I'm talking about this positive brother his name is Tracey Lee. He got an album out called Glory. Mm-hmm. And when they say glory,
well, I'm all for that.
Yeah, so when we talk about
if it's
glory,
Christian, I'm for it.
All right, so let's talk about Glory. Glory, I listened to the album, I listened to it, and powerful stuff, powerful words, and he gives glory to God. With the powerful words, he's knocking, it's bumping, but it may not be all censored for, it may have some parental violence, which it is. It's a big parental advisory is on there. So talk about Glory, Tracey Lee. Tracey Lee, party time. Bystorm Entertainment. Let's talk about Glory.
And really that sticker was based off of 3 curse words that I had to use in the context of the songs that I was talking about. And I really, I don't curse anymore in my rhymes. That's just not what I do. But in these particular songs, like I said, the sticker is based off of 3 curse words. And that's because there was no way for me to get around using that because I needed to drive home a certain point. If you go to my last album that I just put out in 2019, there's no curse words on it. So going back to Glory, Glory is really an album that I wrote actually during this whole quarantine process. I started it on March 13th, and the last word that I wrote was Memorial Weekend. And it was written like a book. And so I wanted to document it because I haven't written down like rhymes in a while, just based off of, the way that I rhyme and the rhyme scheme and the way that I learn how to approach certain records now. But this one I really wanted to document, not only because of the times that we're in, but because of self-reflection. Like I called it Glory for 2 reasons. Number one, it was the first word on the last album that I used that I just found that just saying that word, right? When you start talking about glory, like that, there's so much power in that word. In that word, it stands alone. You know what I'm saying? But not only for that reason, but because of self-reflection, meaning there's so many trials and tribulations that I've been through in my life, you know what I'm saying? And despite all of that, and even that I continue to go through, I still give glory to God. I still, regardless, good, bad, or indifferent, because I'm here. I'm still here. And I'm still fulfilling his promise. You see what I'm saying? I'm still here to fulfill the things that he wants me to fulfill, she wants me to fulfill while I'm on this earth in human flesh. I'll still be here in the spiritual form after it's all gone, but it starts off with the first track, Dominion, and Dominion is really gaining dominion not only of myself, but of the things that are around me and the things that I can control, which is what we are talking about right now. You cannot control people. You cannot control their actions. You cannot control the things that you do. But what you can do is gain dominion of yourself and the things that you possibly can control, meaning my 3-year-old son, my 5-year-old daughter, you know what I'm saying? Even with my wife. You know what I'm saying? We are of the same, and I'm the probably only married one in this panel right now. But
no. It's Wayne is married and Nikki is married.
Okay, I got something. Yeah, good.
And Disco was married. Disco was married.
I'm waiting, Mary.
No, I didn't mean to say that. I was reading Waiting Room. It said see Waiting Room, and I said Disco was waiting. I apologize. You are married.
But that's what this album is about. And amongst these things, you see some things that are of the world, you know what I'm saying? And you see some things that you may have participated in while you were in the world, and you got to speak on it to identify with those people that are still of the world. And you, as a human being, are still of the world to a certain extent. Don't get fooled and tricked by the fact that you can't succumb to certain things because you're human. This is what happens. But
God gave us free will.
You know, and see, that's one of the greatest powers I think God gave us is free will. You have the ability to choose. I know what I put you here for, but you know what? I'm gonna let you decide. There's this road, and then there's this road. Which one you want to go down? And I could rock with either or. You know what I mean? I could rock with either or. So that's what Glory is about.
I think Yolanda had a question. Yolanda, you had your phone up. Before you do that, anybody savvy with Zoom? I lost the waiting room. Where do I find
the waiting room?
Wait a minute, it was people in the waiting room, and then I accidentally pushed the wrong button.
Oh, you kicked them out.
And I think
you ushered
back. Come on back.
You gently ushered them to the door. If y'all watching on live and Shelly kicked you out of the weight room, please log back into the Zoom for Single on the Saturday night.
I was trying to push it, but a message came up over top of it, and I pushed the wrong button.
And you know I got a whole behind machine, this other third machine.
You wild Kid Disco, stop, bro.
I got a mule situation going on over here.
So Trey.
Yes.
So Trey, okay. Just again, reflecting back on your time, in the business, you've literally 30 years, bro.
I found it.
30 plus years in the business.
Absolutely.
What was it that made you determined? Because I don't know, I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna put him on the spot. My producer is down there in the bottom, the brother leaning back, Wayne Chateau. That's my producer. Mm-hmm. And I still freestyle with the best of them. And he heard me use some foul language in the joint. He said, "You cussing?" I was like, "My bad. I was in the way. I was in a particular kind of way."
Nothing wrong with that.
What was it from 97 to 07 to 17 to the album in 19 to Glory? What was that arc that took you there to make you determined to express yourself this way? Not permanently, but intentionally. What was it that made you take it here?
A couple things. I remember when my step pop, God rest his soul, man, he just passed away last year. He told me a long time ago. He was like, man, and my biological, my father too. He told me, he said, "Yo, this is dope. Music is dope. But man, can you imagine the people that you could reach if you just didn't use certain words? And not only that, but be able to become a better writer by finding certain words that you can use to express yourself." You know what I'm saying? So now they're talking from a technical perspective. They're talking about from an audience perspective, all of that. And so, even during the time when I made, Keep Your Hands High and It's Party Time, I always thought about that. And I said, okay, but there was a tug of war going on. It's like, okay, I'm in the street, you know what I'm saying? I know the people I hang around, they might think it's corny, all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? But then, as you get older, going back to the first statement I made, you know better, you do better. So, with age comes wisdom, prayerfully, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, and then my 3 and my 5-year-old came, you know what I'm saying? And then that was really the nail in the coffin. It's like, I want them to hear my music. You know what I'm saying? I want them to hear without me putting in certain effects, without me taking words out, blah, 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 and be able to be articulate in what I say and, cause it to be some type of educational effect. So even if you don't know what the word means, I said it in a certain way that you may want to go look it up. Oh, what? It sounds crazy, but I don't know what that means. You know what? Let me go. Mommy, what is this? So, yeah. There's a whole, science behind that. But, those are the elements that came about that not, I'm going to say forced me, because I wanted to always get to that point. And then I finally got to that point, and so here we are.
And you made it.
Wait, I had a question about, you went back to 97, but in between 97, 2007, and then you became a lawyer. What was the mindset there? You Party Time came out, you hosting events, I'm seeing you hosting. I'm right there with you. I'm watching. Yeah. We doing everything. Literally that year we was doing a lot of stuff together. Yes. But then you become a lawyer. Like, how did that happen? What was that process like?
It was the trials and tribulations of the business. My whole anxiety was to get on in 97, because prior to 97, I was putting demos in the mail to Sleeping Bag and Priority and Def Jam and Next Plateau and 85 when I was in Philly. You know what I mean? Like just trying to get on. So you going from there to now, I finally got some paperwork in front of me that makes sense, I think, to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm signing. Damn near with the quickness, but I got a lawyer. So we'll go back to that. But then as you go through the business and you see that it really is the business and has damn near nothing to do with the art, nothing to do with the skill, nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying, your love and passion for the craft. You know what I'm saying? Then you start to look at other things. Well, damn, why is this? Why is that? Why is the other? And so after I got dropped in 2001, everything started to come to light. Everything started to come to, you know, the point where, damn, this is what this business is about. Damn, you should have got an entertainment attorney as opposed to a corporate attorney, which is who I signed, which who looked over my contract in the first place. Damn, you should have kept your and even in the transition, because I had moved from DC to New York once I signed my deal, but in that transition, I lost my copy of the agreement. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I depended on my attorney at the time to kind of provide that copy. He's nowhere to be found after he gets his cut from the advance of me signing. You know what I'm saying? So then, you know, and then here comes the spiritual aspect of it. So now I'm just like down to my last $7. You know what I'm saying? And I did a pretty good job saving the little bit of money that was coming in, but it wasn't gonna last for so long because I'm still trying to chase this dream of being this star and coming up with these records and for everybody to love. But now it gets down to I didn't go get a job between 2001 and 2003. I'm trying to figure it out. You know, I'm doing little things here and there, but I get down to my last $7 and I'm asking God, okay, what am I supposed to do? So instead of using that $7 to go get a meal, which it would have been completely, that would have been it. It's almost like it's symbolic. I go to church, right? And I go put it in the plate. Really, it's really an offering. It literally is an offering. Here, take it, because I don't know what to do. And I'm depending on you. And so therefore, a week later, I get a call from Wayne Barrow, who's the president of Bystorm, who's Mark Pitt's cousin. He says, yo, Universal, they called me up and they said they got a check for you, but they don't know where to send it because they don't have an address for you. So here's the number, blah, 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 give me your information. So I called them, give them the address. Week after that, I get a check for $7,000. I said, oh. Week after that, I get another check for $57,000. So now I'm like, oh man, you know, and can't nobody tell me about my God. Like I don't even get into them arguments no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I know my situation. I know what I've been through. I know how he or she have come through the you know what I mean? Like this is what it is. So then now I'm still asking for guidance. So then it's like everything that I just mentioned previous to that, the experiences, the trials and tribulations, it all comes forward in a thought of, man, go learn this stuff. Go really learn this stuff from a foundational standpoint, not only for yourself, but for other cats that's coming up in the game that didn't get the proper guidance that you got. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what prompted me to go to law school in 2003, graduated 2006, passed the bar exam in 2007, and been a practicing attorney for the last 13 years.
Wow, that is, you know what? Sitting from the background, I would have never learned that story. You know what I mean? I'm here, I'm always with you, and I'm always, you know, we've been connected ever since, but I didn't know the entire story. So when you become a lawyer, you're here, you practice, and you have clients, you're doing, this is what you do, and this is what's bringing in the money. But I don't mean to correct you, but it really, and one thing that I didn't want to do was like get this degree, become a lawyer, and then have that be my sole source of whatever. I use it, you know, I'm not gonna say I use it sparingly, but I use it when I need to. You know what I'm saying? So I do have clients that I'm able to pick and choose from. It's not like okay, so let's get back into economics. They say in economics, you know, a successful person with money, you know what I'm saying, has multiple streams. You see what I'm saying? Multiple streams. So I use this as one stream, you know what I mean, amongst the other things that we do as entrepreneurs, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to, you know, just clarify that. But go ahead, Shel. My bad. No, it makes sense. So, but the hunger to be an artist never left you.
Absolutely not.
So you're doing this, and then what I want to know what made you decide, okay, now it's time to do my own music, but not only do my own music, what type of, was it independent? Did you think about the money? And when you think about being positive, and we talked about the negative stereotypes in the world, when you think about positive, did you think if I do a conscious or a record that doesn't have cursing, this and that, then I won't make the money? Tell me about the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a solo deal? Was it an independent deal? And then did you think about the money factor?
Nah, I didn't think about the money factor at all. Everything is strictly independent, and I do it because I love it. This is what God put me here to do. This is a gift and a skill that I have, and I will do it until I perish, regardless of what anybody says. Honestly, I do it for me. You know what I'm saying? But I would love for everybody to love it. Don't get it twisted. That's the ego part of me. You know what I'm saying? But I do it for me. So it's like, as long as I'm, able to live and breathe and put together schemes and rhymes and be able to have the A&R ear, if you will, to select the right kind of beats, to put, and the right kind of production. And shout out to my brother Ojiz, who has produced the last 2 albums for me, who I think is just a genius and a godsend for where we are trying to go musically and creatively, moving now forward, because he's 2 decades younger than I am. So he brings a certain type of energy to the table, which is needed to reach, more people. But none of this was driven by money. Absolutely. Man, listen, I ain't got to get paid a dime. I wake up in my sleep just rhyming, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just thinking of things, creatively to say, and putting things together and things like that. But everything is independent. Everything runs through my website. Even, from the last album to this album, I'm still learning some things, because last album I put it out on Spotify and Amazon and Apple Music and all. This one coming straight through my platform. You know what I'm saying? Because in business, now we start talking about business.
Yeah, let's talk business. I like business.
You don't get paid from them people. You don't get paid from Spotify.
Sure
you don't get paid from Apple.
Sure don't.
You don't get paid from Tidal. You don't.
Sure.
You know how much you make off of one? If somebody plays your record one time, you know how much money you make off of that? A half of 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 a penny.
What was we talking about, Shell?
Yo,
listen, Trey, is this the album? Let me ask, is this the album that you waited 30 years to make?
Subconsciously, maybe, because it wasn't conscious. It really, when I say I'm telling you, I took this album and me and my brother Jiz formatted the album, the sequence of the album, musically and sonically, before I even wrote a word. And then when I started to write, I wrote from track 1 to track 12 in order. Then, and I promise you, and I've been saying this since, we've been talking about this record to multiple people, or this album to multiple people. There were certain things I could definitely take credit for, like, yeah, I said that, I did that. Like, I know I thought about it thoroughly, the rhyme that I was writing. But most of that, man, that pen was moving by itself.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea where that came from.
Mm-hmm.
I do, but it wasn't me. I was a vessel. You see what I'm saying?
Cool.
I was a vessel. That thing was just doing this. And I sit back, even to this day, I've been listening to this, the things that I have created with regards to this album from March until now, and it's the only thing I've been listening to, and I'm still listening to it, learning it, because I promise you, even though my hand was on the pen, I don't know where that came from. I have no idea.
I can't wait to hear this album, man.
DJ Smooth said, DJ Smooth, of course, is a DJ. He's down there. He's the one that's sick with his wife, and he said, could you send him the music? He'll play it. He plays it. I can't remember what he just said, but he said send him the music. He put the email in the chat. Chat thing? Okay.
Definitely. Hey, what's going on, man? Can I say something real quick? This is Smooth. I just want to say, Trey Lee, it's an honor to meet you, brother.
Likewise, brother.
You have always been a genius with regard to putting words together. You got bars, and I respect you immensely. I've been spinning your joint for 20 years. I've been spinning for over 30 years, and you definitely on the list. Your joint comes on. I spin your beats. Like, listen, you got it, all right? I just want to say respect to you. Please send me your music. I play in
you.
spots every week. I do at least 2 spots a week and plus private gigs. When this stuff is over with, I was doing 4 nights a week in different spots all over Philly and Delaware. So definitely send me your stuff, especially your single, so I can rock that thing.
Yes.
My email is in the chat.
I got you, brother. No problem. No worries.
Hey, Trey, that's the DJ. That's the DJ that gives me your instrumentals to spit over at a couple of the spots, man. Oh my God! Listen, I got my DJ and my producer on here, man. Listen, these dudes, bruh. Like I said, man. You know, I specifically with you was a night we was in Blue Martini at one of the parties.
Did you say Blue Martini?
Blue Martini, and I'm working that night. So I'm like, all right, I got to make sure Trey cool because Trey having a good time, but I got some of these clown boys in here that was haters. It's like, come on, man. But you handled yourself so cool that, you know, you peeped what was going on and you know, and people could have made a move, but you just kept everything, you know, real square and easy, man. And just ever since then, you know, and anytime I had the opportunity to be in your presence, just watching what you were doing and watching how you were moving, like I said, man, I was like, damn, if we get to work together, it's gonna be lovely. If not, I know he's putting on and he's handling his business because, you know a lot of what was going on in the 90s around the city in the early 2000s, what have you, and you was never caught up, never drawn into the shenanigans, man. And I just want to say thank you for being one of those stand-up brothers that, you know, even before our being born again, even before we got where we are now, you was already on that path with just, again, being a beacon and how you carried yourself, man. And I always say you just never know who's watching because like you said, you was out there trying to get that money. I ain't gonna lie, the money motivated me because I was like, oh, you're not gonna give me a deal? Well, I'm gonna find a way to make $5 for every $1 somebody else is making. So I was at rec centers, I was at schools, I was at college campuses, Black picnic, Black family union, Greek picnic. We gonna make this money. If I can't get the deal, we're gonna make this money. And that's what helped me to run into people like you, Preem, Shelly, you know what I'm saying? And just those things, man, you just never know who you inspire by being a stand-up dude. So I definitely appreciate how you carried yourself through all of that, man, at that time.
I had a question. I asked Storm this question early, and I'm asking, where's Supreme? Are you still here?
Preem was folding clothes. He might have got off. I don't see him on here.
My question was, you know how back in the day we get the record deals and they may not be the best record deals, but is it better to get not better, we know it's better to get a better record deal, but would it be better to just get the record deal with the shady terms to get the name out there and then drop and then come back later? Is that a good way to go? You know what I mean? You get the shady deal, but you get your name out there all over. It gives you a bigger platform, right? That's my thought.
Let me answer that. It depends on if you have that kind of foresight. You see what I'm saying? Like if you don't have that kind of foresight, then you walking, you can't see the forest for the trees, then you just walking in blindness, which I wouldn't encourage. But if you got that kind of foresight where you say, you know what, I got to give a little to get a little, then I'd say that's perfectly fine. As long as you know what the end game is, then I think that's perfectly fine. But if you don't know what the end game is and you're not playing chess, for lack of a better term, you're not playing chess instead of checkers, then nah, because it's the unknown. You have no idea what you're about to face, and you have no idea what you're about to encounter. But you know, to your point, if you know that, okay, I got to take this path in order to get over here, as long as you're not sacrificing yourself morally, physically, and all that other stuff, then I say there's nothing wrong with it. But you gotta have the foresight. You gotta have the foresight.
And I tell you all the time, Shelly, if it wasn't for me looking through a contract myself before I took it to anybody that looked over us, that saw that page 33, 57, 77, and 99 was the same, but it was a semicolon here and a colon there. The word therefore and furthermore there, locked in a rigid contract versus having to pay in perpetuity whether the contract
perpetuity, that's a key word.
Come on, man. Listen.
Don't want that.
When they try again, people, because like you said, you named a couple companies, Trey Lee, and you know, we met with these A&Rs, we met with these vice presidents, and you know, we would get these contracts and we would just say we need a week. they looking at us like, what? Yeah, we need a week
Right.
because they didn't know we were reading it ourselves.
That's right. They want you
We all
to
took
sign
a
that
section.
joint quick, fast, and in a hurry.
We all took a section, and they got the little stickers, sign here, the little arrows. We like, no. And I mean, again, I have, like I told you, Shelly, I got friends now, you know most of them, that at 50 years old, if they sign and put out a, sorry, y'all, if they put out a record right now, they owe 98.5 cents on a dollar because of a contract that they signed when we was 22 and didn't live out the deal, didn't complete and honor the deal because it was for 3 records within 3 years and the company wasn't held responsible to obligate the contract. But you signed a contract that said in perpetuity, recoupment in perpetuity until like
forever.
You paying for albums that never came out.
Forever.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I mean, I understand that you couldn't do it, but sometimes I just feel like it with foresight, like Tracey said, if I had the foresight, I would sign this, get on, become this big person, and even if it's a one song, one hit, at least my name goes down in history as the person that has this one hit. But yet I can take that and build something now, just like I can't think of his name. Fat Joe, all right, he had deals all his life, but then he went independent and he's making more money as an independent, right? You make more money because he has a name. So if you have the name and you get on, you know how they say we getting on. So you get on and then.
But he had other things going on outside of that record deal to keep certain stuff from happening to him because of a record deal. So again, it's about structure because Trey Lee is right. It's about your foresight. Like I had the foresight. I told you, my father was in the music business since he was a teenager, since he was a child. What I learned from him was payola, only being an artist, not making any money, and performing for gas money. Okay. When he said no, he wasn't going to manage me because I wasn't singing. It was like, oh, well, you better go read this big ass 1,001 Ways to Make It in the Music Business book and learn. And that was where I learned about publishing. That was where I learned, oh, publishing is 35 to 40 cents on a dollar. Oh, I want that. And those were conversations that, like I said, at 18, 19, 20 years old, they were not expecting artists with no deal coming in there trying to be famous to be talking about, oh, I own 99% of my publishing with my brother and my sister. We'll give up 8%. Everybody walk away with a quarter. We do 2 records. And then when we sit down to sign a long-term deal, we'll decide the terms from there, giving a 75-25 split. Why? Because we want to get paid too. But you wasn't supposed to walk into a room knowing that, trying to be famous and trying to get a deal. And again, they sit this thick contract in front of y'all that, like Trey said, they'll send a corporate lawyer or their lawyer, which is a conflict of interest, to look over this contract for you, to tell you that it's a good contract, sign it, where the lawyer is making 10% on top of his money he's making from you. He's getting a cut from the company. You walking around here thinking that you did something and didn't read that page 33, 55, 57, 99, and 104 are the same pages with certain terms turned around to make it that, oh, if you do this, you're making $1,000 per month versus, oh, you're making 1,000th of a dollar per month. Simply by a punctuation mark being in one place and another place, and a particular word being one place and another place. So it's about structure, it's about education as well as foresight. Because we would love to just do an album or do a song and get out there, but what is that one song going to cost you?
That's true. Let's go on education. Tracey Lee,
yes.
You have classes, you have courses, right? Is that
yes.
what I saw? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, I taught at Coppin State. I was an adjunct professor at Coppin State, teaching people about the business of music. Yes.
And then what about on your website? Aren't you doing like courses that people can take here and there?
Yes, on patreon.com. If you go to patreon.com/Tracey Lee Music, amongst getting unreleased music that nobody's ever heard before, we are also offering consultation for people that are coming up in the game and just need the information. You know what I mean? Because I find that of course, I done paid $100,000 for my education. Of course, I need to see some return on that.
Gotta get that money back.
However, you're right. But however, I do still understand that pro bono work needs to be done, and there is, certain things that I can offer to people that don't, that just simply don't have the money. That just needs a basic understanding of what this thing is about. So that's another thing that we're offering on our Patreon.com site.
Patreon, and then where can they get the music?
Oh, Tracey Lee, music.com, TRACEYLEE, music.com is the website. This is the only place, like I mentioned, this is the only place that you can get it. It's not on Spotify, it's not on Tidal, it's
Cool.
nowhere else.
Get your money, man.
And you can also get it on patreon.com/Tracey Lee Music again, which offers not only just the music, but it also offers the Trey Lee experience, meaning everything from the creative process to, gaining ideas from people that are a part of the experience in the process. Like right now, we're soliciting ideas for the first video from off the album. You know what I'm saying?
I was getting ready to ask you, are you going to do a video? Because
yeah. No. We doing that. But
they still doing videos?
Oh yeah, cats are still doing videos. Catch up to the technology, Preem. What we doing is I'm getting a green screen, right? And me and my
producer, I was, but I guess I'm
based on where we are, man, you just got to be innovative and creative with it, right? So what I'm doing is I'm getting a green screen, and I'm gonna do all my performance videos in front of the green screen, and I'm gonna send that footage over to my producer, director / OJs. I gotta keep mentioning OJs. This dude is a genius, and again, he brings that young addition to it that really understands how to use this technology. So I send the footage over to him, and then he creates this thing using stock footage and all this other kind of stuff based off of the storyline that we're trying to put out there. And there you have it. We put it out, based on the production that he provides. So
some of these youngsters are dope, man.
No. They listen.
Some of these youngsters are dope, man.
Listen, we gotta keep up, man.
I got a couple of them around me, man. Listen, I love it. I love it because again, seeing those young minds and they're at work in such an artful form. And again, imagine if we had all of this at our disposal back in the day, man. Imagine.
Listen, E, I want to hear from the rest of the panel because this brings up a good discussion topic. Like, with regards to where technology is going, with regards to where we are in this pandemic, there is a need and a necessity for us to always keep up with the times. You see what I'm saying? And I believe our generation has the best of both worlds, because we got the trickle down from our parents that came from a whole nother school, and yet we started this whole hip hop culture situation. You know what I mean? Which led into where we are right now. So, I just want to hear where we are thinking within our position of the times and how it's moving forward, and what we provided to these youngsters as we move forward into a new type of realm.
Let's let Sheree. You want to say something?
You.
I don't really have an opinion on that just yet.
He said just yet. How about you, Yolanda? Yolanda, her show is premiere. Was it last night or night? She has a show on ABC in St. Louis. Was it last night or tonight?
It was last Saturday. It's on ABC 30 KDNL. It's called the Yolanda Nelson Show. Hey, Miss Yo.
Hey, Miss Yo on ABC. That is
congratulations.
Huge. So when you talk about technology coming up, you're talking about fighting and waiting, and all of a sudden you get your deal and you get your show on ABC. But that came from what? That came from using your own technology for a while, right?
I love technology. I have a 17-year-old and a 23-year-old, and I actually work with a lot of young people. And so when things happen, I'm like, what is that? What are you doing? I'm on your Twitters. I'm on mostly all the social medias when it comes out. I love Facebook, but that's for our age, but the kids are in Instagram and over there. So I have to make sure, how do I incorporate everything? What's the best? I'm being schooled all the time, but I ask the question, the kids want to tell you. And then I have a niece in Georgia who's going to take over some of my social media because I can't keep up with it. And I've given her my passion on what I want to do and how I want to do it, and I can pay her. She can still go to school and she can post for me. So there's a whole different level that these kids are taking this game to, and we just got to pay attention. But Tracey, I wanted to also piggyback on what you said. This show has been something I was working on for a long time, and then I had to listen to God, and whatever you're doing, and one of the things I say is there's no expiration to a dream, but you have to do something. God ain't gonna do it for you, but the moment that that light comes on and you start moving in whatever direction that you feel that God has given you vision, because he's given it purpose to all of us, that whatever that area that you of expertise you work in, don't worry about the cost. You have to be smart, like Stormy and Tracey says, pay attention to the paperwork, and know that you ain't got to be good in all areas. You could say, look, give me a minute. I didn't know TV law. I went to my pastor. I was like, hey, I need a lawyer that understands this kind of stuff so I can be legal, so I can do what I want and it doesn't come back to bite me, you know, y'all, I'm trying to tell you, if I counted the cost as far as how much money I had, I counted the cost of how much passion that I had towards it, and that no matter what happened, I wasn't going to let that dream die. And I stayed the course and I got it done. Use technology to your advantage. Do things smarter, not harder. Listen. And if you need something, ask for it. Ask God first and say, I'm lost. I'm at a place where I can't move no forward. I believe this is where you told me to go. I believe this is what I'm supposed to do. I feel this is my purpose. Please send the people that I need in my environment to help me. God sends people, not angels, not spirits, you know, real people with your answer. It may not come the way you want it, but you'll get that answer and you have to move forward.
Absolutely. When it comes to technology, for me, I am a social media manager, a social media marketer. So I have to stay up on everything. I have to pay attention to everything. I wish I had some kids at their age, then it might have make it a little easier, but I don't have kids. So I have to sit here and use everybody else's kids, but I have to stay up on what's going on. But the one thing, when it comes to kids, and they can know technically what to do, but the one thing they don't know is marketing. I've been marketing since forever, even though I'm forever 21, but I've been marketing forever. So you can't take the marketing away, but you can help me with technology, because if we take your brains with technology, my brains with marketing, we put it together, we have a great package. But I love to work along with kids, but you know, they said Nikki Phelps always said, you know, you want to have some good employees, have some kids. So I missed that boat, you know, to have a 17-year-old and a 23-year-old. I'd have to start all over now. My kid, by the time we get to that age, man, technology gonna be on some old.
I'm looking for a couple of kids. My dad going south. I'm hoping somebody can help me with
I mean, it's important to listen to him. I mean, pretty much God showed me everything. When it came to technology, when social media came, I just knew I loved it. It was, you know, when she said passion, I knew I loved it. I was like, God, I love social media. I want to get paid. This was my prayer. And I was sitting at the computer like, God, I love social media. I want to get paid to do it. And a week later, I get a corporate job getting paid big money to do it, and ever been doing it ever since. So I need technology. So if you have youngins that want to help and give me some stuff, let me know, because I don't have any youngins.
To the nine, Shelly.
I need me an intern, because technology. First of all, as far as technology goes, I was joking with the video thing. Y'all know what I do. And let me make this disclaimer real quick for those.
That's DJ Kid Disco talking. I mean, you can't really.
I'm sorry. I hope y'all know that this is also this show is also on the radio. I forgot.
Right. Right now we are broadcasting here. I gotta say it louder because he's like too low. TheGrownFolksRadio.com. So we are all over. Not only are we on YouTube, Facebook, it's going to be on TV right now, as it is simulcasting on TheGrownFolksRadio.com. We want to make sure we are all over, which is a part of technology, which is a part of marketing.
Huge part.
Because you want to make sure you're all over. People listen to information in different ways. People get the information in different ways. Some people are music people and they just want to listen. Some people are visual. Some people are podcasters and that's all they go to. So you want to make sure, this is just my marketing thing, and you want to make sure you cover all bases for everything when you repurpose. And I'm actually working on a repurpose checklist, and I'm going to do a webinar on that. Boom, that's a different story. But anyway, that's technology.
I've just been a techno geek. And my father was always one of them people that had the first everything. I used to think my father was a cameraman because he had one of them big beta video personal cameras. I used to think my pop worked for Channel 6 or something back in the day because had whipped that camera out. And I was like, oh, okay. We had the HBO box when it was the knob, click, 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 click. I was like, okay. So I thought everybody had this stuff. Yeah. So it just like now, people say, get a new phone. They be like, oh, man, I know you're going to need the instructions. No, I'm going to turn this phone on and start using it. I said, I'm not left behind on technology. I went to school for computer engineering and things like that to do programming and stuff like that as well. But like y'all are saying, it is good to have children or youngsters around or mentor, take you some in, that, the right way, of course, that whose parents will allow for their children to be mentored and taught technology, marketing, webinars, music, business, law, hosting, platforming, and things like that, because as we all see by us being here in this format, this is going to be the way we're going to be doing business for a while.
Boom, that's a good example.
Wait.
I was getting ready to speak on that.
We've been doing business like this for a while.
But before you speak
on that, we've been doing business like this for a while. But now that because of what's going on in
this
the
is the new
world,
narrative.
It's made us more,
This is definitely the new narrative.
It is a new narrative, but it's not going to be the only narrative. So I don't want to get stuck in. I don't want to get stuck in this little square on this box. But before Supreme, you were gone. You haven't said a thing. You were being domestic and stuff and folding clothes, but you haven't said anything. You want to ask a question because Supreme. My thing is, Supreme, Yolanda, all of us, we still do our dreams. Supreme just signed a deal with oh my God, the 5 people. What are they called?
Milk Boy.
What's the name of that? Milk Boy.
Milk Boy. Yeah.
The Milk Boy. But he didn't give up on his dream. Trey not giving up a dream. Storm not giving up. Wayne, none of us. Nobody's giving up on their dream. Even back in the day when we started, you still going. Talk to us, Supreme. You got any questions? You an OG in this game.
Definitely.
You know what I've been working on? I've been working on listening, doing a lot of listening.
Ooh.
I used to do it. Well, TV and radio, you do a lot of talking. So as a radio host of 2 different shows of Way Back Wednesdays and Toxic Radio, Supreme's Funky Contradiction on Sundays, and of course all my years, 10 years on Urban Expressions, I did a lot of talking. I do a lot of talking. Music, I do a lot of talking. I say when it's on my platform and on the stage, I could do my thing. I'm gonna talk. Other people what to do, throw your hands up, say yay, say ho, say no. But this one, I was just listening. I'm a fan of, I'm just, even on the radio now, when I get a guest on, I just listen. I don't cut them off. I used to cut them off, especially when they're lying. I cut them off. So then, but this was a good show. Wait, this is a really good show. See, and then I gotta learn, let people lie. Let them lie. Don't let them tell their truth or what they think is their truth. And we'll get back to it later, but I don't have to cut them off and fight them right then and there. So this was a good show with Trey Lee, because me and my partner from the Regulators back in the day, man, my partner Larry KIK he got real cool with Trey. And we all got cool with him, but he got tight with him, like keeping up with him and everything. And that's my partner Larry. And I don't know if Trey remember, but
yeah, I remember. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Kick was, and I'm from Southwest myself. I'm from 58, from Springfield.
Yep.
So and you'd be surprised who know you. You know what I mean? Like Eden has to be like, Cream, I know who you are. You know what I mean? And like you just saying, I remember. Like we was just fans. So to hear you speak I'm a fan. So I was just listening. I got to fold up my sheets and my laundry and. I'd say today I wasn't gonna get dressed today.
I love it. Though. That's what we are, man. Look,
this is the technology. He can stay home. and be domestic. And
I was like, I said, damn, I forgot I got to do this at 2:00. So I said, I got my Fred Sanford robe on. And I'm putting laundry. I'm trying to get my sheets and stuff in my closet organized. But I was just enjoying the conversation because, like I said, I followed, I'm from day one. When we was interviewing you when Party Time was out.
That's right. That's right. Nah, man, I love it.
I just wanted to make sure you had a moment because we can't forget that you was there.
I'm people I dealt with was there. So it's like
you was there. You was there in the beginning, like. You know what I mean? Even though I'm Forever 21.
I'm here in real town. They be like, what do you think of NWA movie? I was like, man, I lived it. What do you think of the Biggie story? I lived it.
I lived it.
Like, I was there. So it's not, but I was really enjoying the conversation. But speaking of the technology, now I was like, okay, I got something to say to that. Yeah. You got to keep up. George Clinton said, I got into it. I don't know about you guys, but I got into the I hate the young school, the new school. I don't like the mumble rappers. I did. I really got into that, and I was really heavy in it maybe about 5-6 years ago. I didn't like no mumble rappers. I thought anything they doing wasn't innovative. The technology was cheating. If you don't do an in-store, then you don't even know the fun of having a record out. That's what I thought. But then my child, I got an 18-year-old now. She's 18, but from 16, she's in college, first year in Bloomsburg. So all her high school years, we fought back and forth for the radio. And she like Uzi Vert, she like P&B Rock, and I had to take her to these people concerts. And I got into them as I started going to the shows, like, yo, these little dudes ain't bad. Or this guy is pretty good. And I love the Migos, and I like Uzi. And I mean, even when I did my record at Milk Boy, he was across the hall recording his record. So I got to bring my daughter to see her favorite artist in the world while he was recording. So, I'm super dad at this point. Big Phil give me the backstage tickets and they can sit up close in front of the stage. So, to her friends, I'm amazing. So I got to learn their music. I got to learn their language. I got to see how somebody in high school can have 30,000 followers and all they do is show themselves doing homework or, whatever. Like, they ain't even about being naked. They just got a friend network. Like how these SoundCloud rappers, I'll be like, who is this guy? And they be like, you don't know who that is? That's such and such. Where's his record at? Oh, he a SoundCloud rapper. But they passed him from school to school to school to school to school to school. And this guy's a big hit on the high school scene. And it's like, wow. So I said, let me get into this, like how to get these records popping. So, of course, Instagram and Facebook is heavy. I like Facebook. That's my lane. That's my world. But, Twitter I ain't too hip on, but the Instagram, I like Instagram. And Twitter is cool, but it's not my thing. You know what I mean? But I keep up with these kids through my daughter. And I got wisdom of the in-stores and actually physical copies of a record. And like you can see, I got a whole CD rack full of CDs. I don't know. Like at this point, I don't even know what to do with them because I don't have nothing to play them on. I mean, I got a radio that I like putting the button and like if I want to hear Tracey Lee, I hit the button and it come up and I'm good and I can listen to it all day long, man. And so I'm just basically, we got to stay hip to what these kids doing. Like George said, either you're gonna keep going to the next generation or you're gonna stay stagnant and you're gonna drown. And I just refuse to drown. Like my music. Even the records that I do, like you said, you got a young producer, man, he gonna keep you hip. Because this little young cat they had at Milk Boy, man, he was playing all these little trap beats for me, and I was like rhyming on him, killing him. And he was like, yo, OG, I ain't never heard nobody rhyme on my beat like this, OG. You killing it. And I'm making songs up in an hour. Whereas these kids, he's like, I put these songs on for some people take 3 days, man. You doing this in an hour and then laying it and then going to the next track. Because that's where I come from. I come from writing it in the studio, laying it in the studio, mix it. Y'all mix it whenever y'all mix it, but I did my part. But now it's just, I feel good about where everything goes. Like I love this as a alternative that we could be in here on. Like I would rather be at the TGI Fridays and meeting you face to face again and everybody congregating and performing live in front of a whole stage full of people all tight together. I don't know about this social distance. I got a wrestling event that I got to do September 4th, and they said it's at a soccer field that holds 5,000, but they can do 10% legally, so they expecting 500, which is a lot of people. But they're gonna have 500 people spread out through this whole big soccer field, 6 feet apart, nobody near the wrestlers, nobody near the stage for the concert. So I'm looking. This is my first after COVID concert, so I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm like, how is this gonna go? But but this is technology, man. We gotta love it, and that's all. I didn't want to keep on talking that much, but you see what happened when you shut up a long time. You talk about it.
We needed that. We needed that.
No, but you said some good stuff.
I love the technology. I'm with it, and keep a young cat near you at all times. Keep a Jewish cat with you at all times, so you can know about some good money.
Yeah, it is.
And keep a Christian with you, so when you want to do something stupid, they can take you back to the Bible. And leads you back to the Reverend. But I mean, it's just people you gotta have on your team. If you ain't got no real team, man, you destined for failure. That's why a lot of these little dudes going to jail, they dying. The streets ain't right because they ain't got the right people around them. And as far as the WAP record, this is my last one. The WAP record, you know, I got offensive when I heard it too. I was like, man, all this stuff, and I got daughters. So my thing is, all this stuff these girls can say to these girls, this is the only thing they can talk about is some wet ass coochie. And I said, no, you ain't say that with Luke, cat. Don't stop, get it now. You wasn't saying that when you were putting it in the mouth and all that stuff, was you? So I said, you know what? What I'm gonna do is my thing about it is not that it was made, because freedom of speech. I'm an artist, and legally, that's my amendment. That's my constitutional right. I can say what you got to say, but watch what you say, because you are responsible for your actions. You could be a white boy and say the word nigga, but if you say it at the wrong time and you get beat down, please remember you use your freedom of speech, but you got the consequences of your actions. But at the same time, I didn't like the fact that it's available mainstream. Mean I could watch this at 7 a.m, 10 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. When my kids go to school, first thing they're gonna hear on 99 is WAP. You know what I'm saying? Luke, you had to listen to it. You snuck and listen to it. The Richard Pryor records, you had to sneak and listen to it. It was a time and place for everything. That's the only thing I'm bugging about is like, damn, everything can be said at any time, at any place, at anywhere, because social media.
Oh, you just froze. You froze for a second.
He'll come back.
All ages, and you got to watch your kids because you don't know when because you know, like I said, lips listen to our dirty records. NWA was not played. They had to make that little Express Yourself record if you wanted to see it on BET. But
he'll come back.
He's freezing.
I'm 19. I'm pretty much grown. It still wasn't like, yo, F the police. You know what I'm saying? It was like, now you can listen to 99 in the morning. Just some of the records that was just played, taking my daughter to school every morning. Was like, wow, they play this in the morning. Like, this is the first thing a kid hear when he go to school was just, and I said, either I'm getting old or my morals are growing. I'm getting more godly, or I'm just.
Thank you, Trey.
I'm like, Jesus. But that's it, man.
It's a combination of both.
No offense to the
ladies. You're getting wise.
You said what? You getting wise? No,
that's wisdom.
It's not age. I mean, we said this about our parents. Our parents, it's like each generation has the same qualm. They got the same thoughts. It's the same thing. Oh, I don't like what you did. I don't like that stuff. Oh, that rap, mumble rap. What is it? It's been going on for years. But we appreciate you, Supreme.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me all your good stuff and all that stuff. I appreciate you for like I said, it's like a reunion. I wanted to make sure that we were reunion. We had this reunion because we've been here. We've been doing this for a long time. In our dreams, the fact that our dreams are still going on. Tracey Lee, DJ Kid Disco said, send your music so he can play it on the station.
Oh, I got him. I just hit him up on the side, told him to email anybody that needs a record. Just email me at leftent@gmail.com. Left spelled with 2 L's. LLEFTENT@gmail.com.
Awesome. And then I think that Nikki asked for your CDs, Supreme. She said she's gonna play her. She said you can give up them CDs. She want to play them in her RV. Supreme
oh man, we can make that happen. I gotta get rid of these things. Half of them you ain't gonna. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Half of them I got on tour. Like I just feel bad because I was the artist that had the CD and I give it to Run DMC or LL or Jay-Z and I've seen them guys, I seen them throw them things away. I seen them throw them right in the bus and throw them out the window. You know what I mean? And I said, what I'll do is when I'm on tour out there. I'm a promise to listen to at least one each person's CD one time. And I was on tour with a very popular artist, and they gave her a lot of CDs. So I just felt it in my heart. It's the ones I like, I kept. So a lot of these artists you probably wouldn't even know about, because I was looking through them. And I was like, wonder what this guy's doing. Wonder what this guy's doing. Well, I met him in California. I met him in Texas. I met him in this. But a lot of the CDs and DVDs, you probably wouldn't even know who a lot of these do. Right. They all demos. And I was like, I didn't want to be the guy who.
Oh, okay.
You'd be surprised who Shelly know,
bro. Okay, on that case.
I didn't want to throw their music in the trash.
Well,
in that case, you don't want to.
Hold on, bro. Don't throw that stuff away. You just gave me an idea. Don't throw that stuff away.
No, I got it.
You just gave me a show idea.
Believe me.
We could turn that into all the unsungs.
Ooh.
Come on with
Make a whole show out of it, bro. Send it to me.
Yeah.
Send it to me.
Listen.
I got it.
Hold on. And we can do
unsung.
I used to do unsigned hype that on another station. We could do unsigned again.
We could call it unpaid in full. Y'all just gave me an idea.
I like that. Unplayed in full.
Listen, and I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, because it's somebody. Listen, the funniest
you know how my wheels start turning.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That sounds like something on Lifetime.
Listen, I gotta write this. Hold on, I gotta write this down, Nick. I gotta write this down.
Somebody hit me on Facebook about my CD from '96, and
I forgot this live. Don't be stealing my stuff either, y'all.
We try to work with you.
You got it.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it a bean.
As soon as you tell them your idea, boy, it's gone.
No, not here, because I'm down with the ones that didn't get a deal. I want you to know that people still hear you.
This is not just here. This is on Facebook, YouTube, and over the air. So coming. So all you gotta do is say "coming soon." It's unplayed in full right here on GrownFolksRadio.com. That's all you got to do.
I fight for the underdog. Thank you, Shell. I fight for the underdog, the unsigned, for everybody who's sitting thrown out a window.
Maybe I feel differently.
All the DJs that used to be rappers, try to be rappers, became DJs. Oh, that'd be so fun. I said all the DJs that thought they was rappers, they all had a rap career at one point. That'd be so nice to show their little rapping thing.
Actually, we did. We did. I was an MC 2 years before I even touched the turntable.
Demos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's real.
I mean, we definitely in our years of doing television, we definitely touched a lot of music that never made it anywhere. We used to say we try to promote and Joey Crack and the Crack Corns. I'm just saying. I mean, literally, some people just never made it nowhere, and we got to promote this, and we used to be like, oh man, here go MC Cockroach again. Here we go, MC Cockroach. I'm sorry, but it's the real, like, you're bombarded. You're bombarded.
All you could do is your job.
And all I can do is make my money, right?
The rest happens the way it's supposed to happen.
Yep.
I did. Yeah, I did my.
Oh, Shelly, that was not very nice.
It was not, but it happens.
Some of that stuff. Hold on, Nikki. Some of that stuff really be whack. It smell like garbage.
Hold on.
Try to be nice.
We got a
Disco. Repeat that.
No comment.
I'm just keeping it real. Some of that stuff really sounds like spotted meat. But you got to be nice. You have to be, cordial. You have to be professional. But
hey, that's a tough job, man. That's a tough job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to especially when you're in the position you're in, Disco. Like when you got thousands of records coming at you and cats trying to, get.
Oh, you have no idea, bro.
That, man. Listen. I'd seen it firsthand. Like, damn, how did you gotta first of all you gotta have thick skin as an artist to be able to, keep coming back.
Thank you.
Or keep getting the rejection, you know what I'm saying? And then the second thing, to be that gatekeeper that says, nah, this ain't it. Nah, this ain't it.
Because you hear more no's than yes in this business.
Oh, you hear a lot more.
But Preem, remember when I was at our old station and I had the unsigned hype and I did my Storm Thunder 5, you was always in the top 5. But I got that playlist, man, and some of these songs, like, I see why they unsigned, man. What in the world?
But you can't just crap on their dreams, though.
Yeah, that's the thin line. That's what I'm saying. That's the tough line, Disco.
I played the song.
Wait. You can't crap on their dreams, but you have to be real and tell them real information. If it's whack, it's whack.
It's a thin line, though, Shell. It's a thin line, though. It's a thin
But
line.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It's a tough job. It's a tough job
You
because
think
it's a thin
so?
line.
Don't we
It
gotta
is.
tell them? Don't we gotta tell them?
But wait a minute. If it is your job to make an opinion, then that's what you have to do. Give them your opinion. But if no one asks for it and it's not your job, you're right. You don't want to lie to them. But again, you got to tell them only if that's your job to tell them. Don't volunteer it.
No, I'm never gonna volunteer.
But how do you tell somebody being honest but still being nice? Hey, I'm just being real. Your music sucks ass. I mean, I'm not trying to.
You would never say.
But
it's how you word it. It's how you word it.
It's
how you word it.
I'm not gonna say those words sucks, but I will say, I mean, just like that picture I put up with me and Tracey Lee and Monica, right? We were judging a contest. That's because they always have us judging some type of rappers or artist contest. I've been doing showcases for years. If you come up there and your track is in the background, to me that's not good. You need to have some music in the background without the words on it, so that it makes sense. It's real. You have to. We're judging the contest. That's why I don't do this anymore. I promise you, that's not my life anymore. I don't want to do this. I don't want to judge your music. I just want to say, yo, I go for it.
Wait. Listen, she's not lying. Listen, I am a living testimony. I was in one of the showcases that Shelly and Ed and all them judged. We killed it, but we almost had to whoop some cats behinds from Jersey.
that's what I mean. Now they want.
Wait.
You know what I mean?
It. They
You talking about?
But
you know how long I had to.
But what happens is disco. You can say your stuff sucks, ASS, but you can't always say it like that.
You can't say it like that. I don't say nothing at all. I just be like, oh, I forgot to get back to you.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
So okay, so if it's absolutely trash, like you have nothing good to say about it, right? Which is probably, let me just throw a shot in the dark. That's about 50% of the material that you get is just trash. How do you politically say that it's trash? Like, because there's not enough elements to even tell them, yo, you need to work on that. You need to work on this, maybe turn it. Like, how do you do that?
Kindly.
Well, my thing is, if the music is bad, then don't focus on the music. Focus on what's good.
All right.
You can focus on the fact that you got folks to come here.
Wait. It's everybody.
That's somebody that hasn't had to tell them that their music was trash.
The therapist said, Nikki's a therapist. She said, focus on what's good. That's a therapist statement. Go ahead.
Okay, you can say, I admire your courage to come here and look me in the eye and play this. I admire your motivation.
That's the same thing.
Keep doing this. You can always find something nice to say.
That is so unrealistic in the music business. It sounds good though. It's lovely and beautiful.
You can recommend that he take some lessons or somewhere to go. Listen to your favorite artists.
Encourage them to go back to the beginning and learn anew.
Yeah,
like, no, I think
maybe you need to go
try something
camping. Find your voice. I'm not your tribe.
Yeah, I think you should try something different. I've already got some stuff like that I'm really not even backed up with it. I don't even, I can't even use that right now. But there are some things that I'm looking for. Let me tell you about the things that I'm looking for.
That. I have commented on people's shoes more than anything else in therapy when I'm trying to find something good to say about some of these people. Yo, you dress very nicely, and I appreciate looking at you every week.
Really, you just crapped on their whole situation. You really did.
Hey Trey, here's the answer.
You're just eloquent about it, but it's still the same end result.
Both of y'all, Nikki and Sheree are therapists, so they are used to telling people something nice in a nice way. Your shoes look nice, and try over.
What about the music? How they come here for a dress lesson?
You the person that is in charge of putting stuff on the air. You're in charge of it. Now, I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Back in the day, it didn't matter if you had money in your hand. You said, play my music, and your music was garbage. It was like, garbage money. Every now and then, the money would take over, and then that'd be the dopest song I ever heard. Yes. And
You don't have to be the bad guy. You can always tell them, let's do a poll. I want you to take that song and go play it for 20 of your friends, take a poll and come back. Let's talk about what they said.
The followers are going to say it's dope. That's the thing.
See, first of all, you want us to therapize these people, and that's not
That's
my
what I
business.
just was thinking in my head. This sounds like music therapy.
Right, you trying to therapize it.
They're gonna ask me.
I just had this situation just 2 days ago. I had a DJ send me a mix. It smelled bad. It was horrible. My man, you need a passport because it was all over the place. What did I do? What did I do? I said, well, see, for the station, this is really what we need, and this really doesn't fit into what we're really looking for. So I tell you what you do. Go back in the lab, and if you can kind of stick towards, here's these elements that I want, and I send it back to him what the genre I was looking for, kind of how I want it. I knew damn well he couldn't follow it, but there you go. Now I ain't got to worry. I ain't got to be his therapist. I ain't got to worry about him jumping off the roof and mention my name. I ain't got him running around with a T-shirt talking about he's a cheater. None of that. You know what I mean? I'm cool.
Hey, Trey.
Yep. All I'm saying, if y'all are DJs, y'all should have found a good way of letting people down nicely by now. After all these years, I'm sure you can.
Wait a minute. We
definitely can. But
wait a minute.
Right
we
now,
have.
Right now, we don't have to. Right now, we don't.
Oh, you don't have to do that anymore, Shelly?
No, not right now.
There's content out there.
Exactly.
I don't have to. I don't have to say nothing.
I ain't got to be running around smelling this garbage, and I know there's lesser smelling garbage 2 doors down.
Hey, Trey, remember this question? Well, what sound were you going for? What sound are you going for?
Right.
And the person give the answer. The quickest answer will be like, okay, well, you need to keep working toward that because this isn't it, right? You're not there yet.
Right there, right.
And you used to put, and what the operative word was yet.
Yeah.
Because if people wanted to let you down nicely and get you away from them, they like, well, you're not there yet, so keep working, blah blah blah, and then they kept it bullshit. That was as nice as it got.
Target audience,
huh?
Or can you find someone to fund this project?
Well, see, no, that's not
going too far.
You can tell a therapist from music people. It didn't work like that in the music business. It worked. It didn't work.
Ain't nobody got no money coming in the business.
The music business say like this.
He was funded by mom, pop, and grandma, or the drug dealers.
Exactly. Ain't nobody got no money.
Ain't no money coming through the door. That's how they got the demo paid for, because the drug boys around the way gave him a little something, and mom and pop and grandma threw something to him to get the demo done.
Or you was the drug boy yourself. You know
you was a drug boy. See? Yeah, I mean.
I'm sorry, I forgot to tell everybody we was on Facebook, and everybody said, "What's up, Trey? What's up, Disco? I miss Fridays." They saying, "What's up to you, Trey?" I forgot they were there.
Yeah.
I forgot about Facebook. What up, y'all?
So everybody in Facebook world, Trey said, "What's up?" Disco said, "What's up?"
Yo, Shelly, speaking of Fridays,
I miss Fridays. Me too.
What is the ETA of getting back in Fridays when we social distance? And really, I'm not trying to jump ship from Philly, but I'm always looking at stuff going on down at the other Fridays. They open. I'm ready to see y'all face to face.
Well, there's always an opportunity. DMV, we can come down there with you. Well, I was trying to do with Tracey Lee. Remember?
You in the DMV, Nick? You in the DMV?
We can be. No. I'm in Philly.
Okay.
Fridays at the DMV, they're still open, and that's not too far for us. If Philly not ready to bring Single on a Saturday night back to Philly.
Got you.
We don't have a problem with coming to the DMV. I don't have a problem with any of that. My thing is, most of us, I don't know. Most of us don't really want to be together. Like, some of us are still social distancing.
Is that you, Shelly?
Yeah, I don't really want to. All right, my bad. I'm still social.
Yeah, I think I'm there too. Like, unless it's outside, unless it's outside, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not coming. I'm sorry.
Well, we can do it outside. I just want to do it together.
I don't know y'all, man. I'm cool.
Nikki is in her therapist mode. Y'all be careful.
I like to do it. I like to have a show that we're all together. However, we're social distancing. I wanted you more than anything. I want to be together. I do. I like.
How about if we don't open to the public and we social distance and we wear our mask?
But how do I know if you wash your ass properly? I'm just saying, I'm not taking that shit.
You don't have to come. These are for those of us that want to be together, apart. Be apart together.
And that's the thing, you know, that's a good thing too. It's going to be hard because
actually want to wear a mask and then have a talk show.
But the thing about it is the restaurants that are opening, they're down to half capacity. So that's going to be kind of hard to do that. Because they're not going to, because for us to be there, they're going to, that's taking away from their customers.
You're right. That's a good point. DJ Kid Disco, that's the best point. And because I'm a Fridays representative, I don't want to take away from the customers. So everybody out there in the world, make sure you go to Fridays in DMV, meaning that's in Greenbelt, Maryland, in Baltimore, Maryland, in Silver Springs, Maryland. Are you near any of those? Fridays?
Greenbelt.
I love Greenbelt. That is my, I'm not going to say it, I can't be favoritism, I'm sorry. I love Greenbelt. I stay there. I mean, I was up there every month. I didn't know you live close to every month.
I'm in Bowie, which is not too far. It's about
I know exactly where you are, but I stayed in it's a Marriott Residence Inn.
I know exactly. Yep.
Off of the thing. That's my spot. But I love Greenbelt, Maryland, but I'm not going.
Yeah, nah, it's too.
Okay, Shelly. I tried.
It's risky. It's risky.
You tried, Nikki. You tried.
Well, you have to realize I'm in Delaware, and the further south you go, the less restrictions there are, because they just start wearing masks in Maryland about, what was it, a month ago?
And you went out and they just started wearing masks.
Wait a minute. They were not mandatory, because I know I have DJs that worked in Maryland, and it was long after everyone else. They asked you to, but it became mandatory. When things start open up, things were opening up in the South sooner than they were in the North, and it's coming up.
Well, not in PG County though, because our executive basically was equivalent to the mayor of the county. Nah, that was mandatory in PG County.
That's mandatory.
Okay, it may have been in PG County, but right up here, trust me, in Elkton.
Oh yeah, see, that's different.
That's two different. That's two different areas. Before Yolanda leaves, like I said, this is on the television, so I want to do we can go ahead and talk. I want to do a closing and make sure, because it has to make sense on TV after it's edited. Hey, everybody, once again, you are still watching Single on a Saturday night. Every fourth Saturday, we do this right here on Zoom until we can go back to Fridays. But right now, you can join us every fourth Saturday right here on Zoom. Thank you to our guest, Tracey Lee. New album out. It's called Glory. And you can go to TraceyLeeMusic.com. Am I right? TraceyLeeMusic.com. Get his music. And before Yolanda leaves, Yolanda, she has the book. And I like her t-shirt. Yolanda, how do you, here's her t-shirt. She has a book out. Tell them where they can get everything, Yolanda.
Just like Tracey, you can go to my website, yolandanelson.com, and you can pick up you can purchase the book there or Amazon, and anything else about me is on my website as well.
Awesome. Tracey Lee, anything else you want to say before? We can still talk. I just want to make sure, for TV's sake, we have all the information we need.
Nah, just you hit it on the head, man. TraceyLeeMusic.com for any and everything on Tracey Lee Music. And if you want the Tracey Lee experience, you want to peek behind the curtain of the creative process and things we do, exclusive material and all that other stuff, you can go to Patreon, patreon.com/Tracey Lee Music, which is a subscription that you pay as little as $5 a month every month to just get exclusive things that are concerning Trey Lee and the movement and the things that we're doing from now into the future.
Awesome. Anybody else? Don't forget thegrownfolksradio.com. We are live over thegrownfolksradio.com. You can check us out every Saturday. We are live as far as replays and everything like that. All throughout the week, you can check out the Grown Folks Radio. And this is Single on a Saturday night. Anybody else have a last minute thing that we want to tell the TV world?
Swing for the Fences is out. Milk Boys, S&E Records, Swing for the Fences, the brand new single from Supreme, the Resurrector, is in all the platforms, and you can catch it on YouTube. The video is awesome. And check us out. Swing for the Fences, Supreme, theresurrector.com, or on IG, Supreme DR. That's me.
All right. Anybody else want to drop their information?
On the stoop with Storm will be returning. Big homie Storm will be returning to the stoop. Weekends, 4 p.m., either Saturday or Sunday. You can check us live on the social media platforms right here on Facebook, Instagram, and forthcoming once me and DJ Kid Disco get this other business together on all other platforms, including Grown Folks Radio. You know, we making this move. You know what we saying. If I
Next
can't
week,
do it, baby,
bro.
it probably can't be done. Holla at your big homie. He always around.
Next week, brother. Next week. You got my word. Next week. My bad. I forgot. I'm glad you said something.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. We trying to end the show. We gonna talk in a minute. This is just, hey, everybody, this is it. This is the show. Make sure you check us out on 4th Saturday, and wherever you are, you can go to Single on Saturday, NITE.com. We have the website. You can go to the grownfolksradio.com. You can go anywhere. Single on a Saturday night is streaming everywhere. And don't forget, anybody, if you're in the business, 3rd Monday of the month is Motivation Monday. But tomorrow, if you are listening out there, tomorrow is our special edition, all dedicated to people who want to know about YouTube, how to get YouTube views, how to grow your YouTube. We have a YouTuber who's in Africa who's been doing it. He's got 1 million views. He's got 15,000 subscribers, and he has the strategy. He has the strategy to help you do it. So if you are on Zoom, Monday is
Monday. Okay, Monday.
Monday is Motivation Monday, the special edition. You can go to Instagram at Motivation Monday Mentors. Follow us. You can go to at Shelly Shell Williams. Follow us, but make sure you check us out. Follow us, support us. Make sure you go to at GoLisa, GoAlista. She didn't give her drop, but I'll give it for you. GoLisa. And make sure you go to Nikki Phelps, NIKIFELTS, Nikki Phelps, and DJ Smooth. So follow us. This is Single on a Saturday night. All right, cool. We good. We can talk now. I just wanted to end the show.
Yeah,
bye,
what she
Yolanda.
said. Storm, I forgot, cuz I'm bad, man. Listen.
Nah, don't be mad, fam. I've been dealing with a few.
No, I'm gonna get you. We gonna exchange, man. You know what? I'm sitting here thinking, since you and Trey is cool, why don't y'all just come as you know what I mean? And it'd be a fellas day. Like Thursdays on the show is 215 John. It's all about Philly.
With it.
Why don't we do that?
I'm with it.
Yeah, I mean next Thursday morning, me, you, Storm,
No doubt.
Know, the fellas hang out.
What time? Wait a
minute. Storm work. You gotta make sure. Hold on. What's the? Huh?
All right. Well, let's make it a time that everybody can meet then.
Can yeah? What days are good for y'all? I'm good on if you do
usually
morning. Friday is good for me.
My show is Monday to Friday, so
yeah. I'm personally good on Friday. Either next Friday or the following Monday. I'm good.
Now it's up to you, Storm. Your move, since you worked.
And if we can't decide it right now, I am connected to you all. So
yeah, I need Trey's email, but Friday I think I got these doggone trainings for work in the morning. I think I got something Friday morning. So.
All right. Anything else we want to say to the live stream world? I'm going to end the live stream too.
Oh, I thought the live stream was in. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm just making sure. I'm going to stop the live.
I thought it was too. My bad.
All right, I'm about to stop the live stream. Bye, everybody, in Facebook, YouTube, and we're all over the world because we pimping all over the world. No, that's probably not good. We're not pimping all over the world.
Yeah.
We got glory all over the world. Glory.
Can I just say one thing? Can I give one shout out before we end Facebook? I forgot, and I need to be kicked in my butt. I just want to say happy anniversary to my wife. Our anniversary is tomorrow. And
happy anniversary!
Oh, happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary!
Was it 7 years? 6 years.
6
years.
Yep. At least he know. I know somebody that's married that don't. They don't know how long they've been married. I asked how long they've been married. They be like, I don't know.
Well, I might forget too. No, I'm just kidding. But how long you been married, Tracey Lee?
It'll be what is this? Just 10 years this year. It'll be 11 years next year. So we just celebrated our 10th anniversary in April.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Listen,
Thank you.
all these marriages over here, I'm agreeing that's a good spirit to y'all that want to get married. Go on, get that good spirit up there. You know what I'm saying? That marriage spirit. Y'all get that.
You know, I mean, but to me, it was like, you know, and I'm sure we're all around in the same age bracket here.
I'm 21, but go ahead.
I don't mean to laugh like that. My
It's
bad.
okay.
She make me laugh like that every show, cuz.
Yeah, because you know we know the truth. But anyway, I think you know once you hit a certain age, it's either gonna go in one direction or another. Your mentality, and you're still learning about yourself. Everybody's still learning about themselves. It's just that we have a better understanding of who we are the older we get. So then you realize what it is that you want at this stage in your life, probably moving forward, even though you'll still be evolving. And that's the reason why I personally got married so late. So, you know, I got married at 39, I think. You know,
I think it should be a law that men aren't allowed to get married until at least 45 so you can get all the dumb
I agree with that. Yo. Because we don't know. We do know. It's just that some of us are in denial and want the cake and eat it too. You see what I'm saying?
By the time you get in your mid to late 40s, you done got all the stupid stuff out. You know, how much new coochie can you get before it starts being redundant? Come on, grow up.
Or maybe I just think like a man. I don't know. I still want to play. I still, you know, being tied down sometimes. I'll be like, oh man, I need freedom.
Look how she got grabbing her head. Look how she started grabbing her temples. Looks like she said tied down and her temples started locking up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hold on. Nikki, please stop. Stop, Nikki.
Nikki has an interesting dynamic. You know, she doesn't have to be tied down. It's different. She's married,
Nikki
but
just
she's
need to
allowed
stop.
to date.
And speaking of Nikki, I just want to make this announcement since we're still on the air. Tomorrow or even later on tonight, I need y'all to tune in because that funny behind Melanie After Dark that Nikki and Smooth were on will be replayed tonight. That was one.
Oh my goodness!
That was one of our
funniest. Oh my goodness!
That was one of our funniest shows ever.
Wait a minute. I just want to make sure I heard this correctly because I'm actually kind of fascinated.
Yeah, you heard it correctly, bro.
But go ahead. Let me say. What did you say?
So did you say with Nikki you're married but still allowed to date? Is that
yes?
Yes.
Yes.
That's why you need to tune into the night show, Tracey.
Wait, hold on. Yes.
Housewives, that would be her tagline. If this was Real Housewives, that would be Nikki's tagline.
Wow.
Yes. Here's my thing. We decided when we got married, we were going to be monogamous and we were going to be like a fairy tale and we were going to live happily ever after. But, you know, forever and ever and ever after, you know, about 6-7 years, like we need to talk about this.
Wow.
You know, I didn't want to be a cheater. Yeah. I didn't want to be a cheater, but I could not be monogamous. And I'll say that I had to have the talk with my husband. I had to bring up the subject. Wow. I did.
Wow.
Now tell us, our girls dropped in the same manner yours just did.
Now tell Tracey how long y'all been married.
But then I gotta tell people my age.
Just tell them how long you've been married.
We've been married for 25 years.
Wow. And it's
25 years. So all the naysayers that said it's not good for our marriage, it tears us apart. It doesn't. It didn't.
So
you gotta read the book, bro.
Wait. Listen.
Do you think you're an anomaly? Do you think you're an anomaly, or do you think this is more common than most people think?
It's two things. One, it's more common than people think it is, and two, a lot of people don't realize that this is an option. Like we've been taught it has to be either or, but when the light bulb goes on and you really love somebody and you truly want to be with them and you accept them flaws and alls, when you really get to it, you got to be honest. I love you. I want to be with you. But you know, today I just feel like doing something different.
Fascinating.
Trey, I've known them a long time. And when I say I'm surrounded, most of my friends, I'm gonna keep it a beam. Most of the people I spend a lot of my time with, away from work and away from business, are married. This is one. Nikki and Smooth are one of the greatest couples that I have ever had the pleasure of knowing personally.
Oh, you're making me blush.
Personally, professionally, socially, because again, it sounds one way, and you heard Kid Disco say it. Experience, knowledge, educate. everything ain't for everybody. Don't
let me just put
judge your situation by what somebody else made work for them.
Again,
and when I say these are two people that
you
are
gotta hear
invested in each other, and when you see them, you
entertaining
always
and
see
real.
that they love each other. They might not always be in the best of moods, always, you know, they have a
human. That's human shit.
but they love each other, man.
But they're
they
friends.
love each other.
You could tell that they're legitimately friends.
But you know what? Let me tell you this, Tracy. When I met Nikki 9 years ago, 9 or 10 years ago, right? The situation where her life was presented, and I was closed. I'm different. Like how you say you transform, you constantly different. When I first heard it, I thought it was the most ridiculous thing I've heard, and I kept thinking, "What is this?" And you know, I'm all Christian and hallelujah, you know. But then eventually, it was like, yo, I like what she's saying. The more I get to know her, the more the more I'm like, yo, this isn't so bad. The thought of it.
Fascinating, man.
It is fascinating. But my first thought was, what in the world? Who did John? Somebody named John introduced John, the photographer. He introduced. I said, what did he just introduce me to? She said, what? She got a husband and she can go out and date, and then they would get ready to go to a party that night. Remember, Nikki?
No, I don't. We've been to lots of parties.
No. Y'all was getting ready to go. You were taking John to one of those parties.
Okay.
And
hold on, wait a minute, hold on, Nikki. Y'all was going to a party.
I was taking him to a party.
I know what kind of, and just, you know, this is not the first that I've heard of these types of relationships, just to be clear, but I just wanted clarification just so that I can hear
you to make
what
sure
you said. Yeah, what I heard was correct. But
see, here's the thing.
I know what those parties are. Yeah.
Okay. But even within a relationship, I don't like titles. Shelly will tell you that. Like relationships are relationships, whether they're with your wife, whether your mother, your kids, your friends, your boys, you have different type of relationships. And when you get married, you are vested in this person until death do you part.
Thanks.
You can't fake that. I mean, you can try to fake it.
That's a long ass time, dog.
That's a long time.
Yep.
But again, you have to grow together. And that means we have to do this thing together. That means we have to talk about our hopes, our fears, our desires, our dreams, our nightmares. And if we don't share that, our marriage is probably not going to last.
And it's based on false pretenses.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Some days we are not happy, but you know what? I always know where I stand.
Nikki, can I tell you something? Remember what we talked about earlier? What you and Smooth have a tendency to do? You're doing it again. Kudos to you.
Well, which one is this?
Yeah, I don't know. You gotta tell us what you're talking about.
You are
might not be meant for broadcast the way he said that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying.
We still live streaming, so
that's why I'm messing with this brother
right now.
It's nothing
I
bad.
didn't turn it off. I'm sorry. I apologize. We got caught up.
No. It's nothing bad. Listen. It's nothing bad. Actually, what I said was, I don't mind repeating it. What I said is that her and Smooth have this sort of aura about them that intrigues people, that they're good entertainers, they're informative, they're intuitive. People naturally gravitate to what they're talking about, and damn it, you did it again. I just said you do that on every show. Is, you're doing it again.
Disco, you late. You're late to it. This is something we knew. We've been together. We've been here. I've been in their relationship for 9 years.
I'm just meeting in the past few months, so I'm just.
Yeah. But look. Funny story though, me and Shelly, this is a good marriage story. Remember, Shelly, when I was like, we got to get DJ Smooth to be our DJ, but I always told my husband he was about his money and he not allowed to undercut people for a DJ, and he need to get his money or not DJ or whatever. So Shelly had a budget, and the budget was less than what I told my husband he could charge. Now, as a wife, I cannot be wrong. I cannot tell him to go back and change something I did. So he took a stand. So I went to Shelly like, Shelly, don't tell nobody, don't say nothing, but I'm going to give you the money, the difference of what you can afford. Remember, Shelly?
Yes.
What we can pay. And one day it ain't going to matter no more.
Okay, does Smooth know this story? Because you just.
He knows.
Really...
He knows now.
He knows now.
Always know. Smooth always know.
I was going to say, I hope he knows the story.
Smooth always know.
I told her that'll be a fight we have later, right?
Yes, and you know what though? honestly, she was right. She was right. It didn't matter because he'd been in this situation and he got into the fabric of single on a Saturday night and he wanted to be there. And big thing, bigger contracts that got more money than I could pay came up. You know what I mean? So it worked out. So Nikki, being the wife that she is, understood his mentality. She understood she had to stand her ground, but she was right. Thank you for being right, because we couldn't do this without DJ Smooth.
Emcee, I save face in spite of, like, I got a job, I got money, I could pay him, but just don't tell him I'm doing it, okay?
And it's going to the same house. Look, she paying and it's going to the same house. It's not like it's going to
She only gonna get it
another
right
house.
back. Ain't like she gonna get it back.
It's
She
like,
gonna get it right back.
I'm gonna pay my husband, and then eventually we're gonna spend it on the bills and everything else. So it was a win-win.
Exactly. Look, and long story short, I could stop paying him because then he knew the truth. He said, "Why are you still doing this? This is so stupid." Like, Shelly, whatever's in the budget, just give it to me. Just stop. Like, thank you very much.
But I appreciate it. Listen, we got to do whatever it takes to make things work, and it really works. And that's why I said, when you come to marriage, sometimes you have to do things.
Yeah, that's a little non-traditional.
She worked it off.
She did.
Shelly, are you
Stop the video on that. Stop live video. Don't forget, Single on a Saturday Night, y'all. Go to the website. Go to like our page at Single on a Saturday Night TV and like Tracey Lee music.com. Go get Glory. It's fire. Absolute fire. I'm telling you, absolute fire. You go only on his platform. See, this is what we got to teach people. Only on our platform. Build our platforms. Do what we got to do and make sure it makes sense.